Hi, Y10&11. In this video, we're going to briefly look at the causes of deforestation in the Amazon rainforest. Now, the Amazon rainforest is your case study of a tropical rainforest biome. Within that, you need to know about the impact of climate change. You need to know about problems associated with deforestation. You also need to know how the area is being sustainably managed. So in this video, we'll look at the causes of deforestation, some of which you can see in the photographs. A good idea, you might want to pause this video and then note down the different causes of deforestation. Have a look at the photographs, see what they represent, and then you could also see if you can add some of your own. Then play the video again and see if you've got all of them right or if there's any causes that you've missed. Now, if we have a look at the causes of deforestation in the Amazon, there are many. The first one we're going to talk about is farming. Now, farming takes two different forms. It can be subsistence or commercial farming. Commercial farming generally tends to have more of a negative impact on the Amazon. Subsistence farming does lead to deforestation, but on a much smaller scale. Now, subsistence farming is generally where farmers occupy small plots of land. They produce just enough food to feed themselves and their family. They'll often clear the forest and burn it, and then they'll use the land to produce crops. If the soil becomes exhausted, the farmers will then move on. Because the farmer's only producing enough crops for themselves and their family, it tends to have a small impact on the Amazon as a whole. Much more concerning is commercial farming. Now, commercial farming is where farmers are growing crops in order to sell and produce a profit. Now, a good example of commercial farming is cattle. Now, cattle ranching is enormous business in the Amazon rainforest. Brazil has recently overtaken Australia as the largest exporter of beef in the world. Now, in order to do that, huge areas of the Amazon have been cleared, and the land is being used for cattle ranching. A great example is the region of Mato Grosso. Now, that's been affected by deforestation, particularly in the 1980s and 1990s. During that time, 43% of Amazon rainforest losses were in this region, Mato Grosso, and it was an area almost half the size of France. Now, another cause of deforestation in the Amazon is logging. Now, logging means that trees are going to be cut down. They're then sold either as timber or pulp. Now, the timber is used for lots of different purposes. So, for example, to build homes, to build furniture. The pulp from the trees can be used to make things like paper or other paper-based products. Now, logging, like farming, can take place in two different forms. It can be selective logging or clear cutting. Selective logging means loggers only choose wood that's highly valuable. So a great example would be mahogany. Clear cutting isn't selective. In clear cutting, loggers are interested in all different types of wood, and therefore they cut all of the trees down. It tends to mean that deforestation occurs at a much faster rate. A third cause of deforestation in the Amazon is road building. If you ask me personally, this is what I would consider the most significant cause of deforestation in the Amazon rainforest. Now, it's where trees are cleared in order to build roads. Now, those roads won't involve too many trees being cleared, but the problem is that it can lead to all other forms of deforestation. For example, once you put roads into the rainforest, it then opens up the rainforest to activities such as logging, mining, farming, and so all of those other causes of deforestation begin to take place at a much faster rate. Now, in terms of an example, you could mention the BR-163. Now, that's a major road which runs through the Amazon rainforest. It runs for around 1,700 kilometers. Now, because of that road being built, all of those other causes of deforestation are taking place at a much faster rate. So if I've got an assess question, where I'm asked to assess the different activities which can lead to deforestation, if it's me personally, I'm going to pick out road building as my most significant cause. The fourth cause, nice and simple, it's mineral extraction. And that's where trees in the Amazon rainforest, they're cleared in order to make way for huge mines. Now, in terms of the Amazon, there are lots of valuable materials which can be mined. Great examples might be iron, nickel, copper, lead, zinc, and gold. Okay, so many different valuable materials are being mined. Our penultimate cause of deforestation is energy development, particularly focusing on hydroelectric power. Great case study specific fact for you, there's around 150 new dams planned for the Amazon region alone. Now, the dams are important for Brazil. They create electricity as water is passed through huge pipes within them. That water will then turn a turbine and it helps to generate electricity. Now, the power which is generated in the Amazon is often then used for other activities such as mining. Okay, so there you've got another example of one cause of deforestation leading to another. The problem with building a dam is that, first of all, it will create a reservoir behind the dam. Those reservoirs will flood huge areas of land which would have previously been forest, and then also many people are going to be displaced. Again, a specific fact for you, the Belo Monte Dam started operating in the Amazon in April 2016. We have one final cause of deforestation, and that's settlement and population growth. Now, populations are growing within the Amazon forest, and then as a result of that, so are settlements where people live. Now, lots of people are moving towards the forest. Migrating is the term we should use in order to look for work associated with the wealth of this environment. Now, the picture you can see on the bottom left of the screen, that is the largest settlement in the Amazon, that's Manaus. In your ecosystems booklet, you looked at a settlement called Parapuebas. Now, that's an iron ore mining town. Now, the Brazilian Amazon's population, it's been growing rapidly. For example, between 2000 and 2010, the Amazon's population grew by 23%. So it's growing at a very significant rate. So that's it. You've got 6 causes of deforestation in the Amazon. Make sure you're aware of each of them and then have your own opinions about which are the most significant. Finally, just make sure you can support your answer with some case study specific facts.